Training Day. Well, the best thing about this movie is its grasp on tension and how to build it. Music is used, but not always, and it's often understated when it does appear. Mostly the tension comes from an ongoing sense of urgency. And toward the beginning, this is mostly translated through Ethan Hawke as nervous energy. And the audience supposes that what they're feeling is sort of what he's feeling, which is like first day jitters. I'm new on the job. But actually, this is misdirection. And as we learn more about Alonzo, we begin to realize, and I think this is especially evident if you rewatch the movie. If you've only seen it once, this isn't necessarily recognizable. But if you rewatch it, you really start to understand how panicked Alonzo is through the whole movie, from scene one, and how calculated and desperate every action he makes really is. Now, the movie is called Training Day, singular, and anyone who has seen a few movies can probably guess from the opening shot alone that the story is going to take place within less than 24 hours. And so I think it's really remarkable how fast the sun starts to set in this movie. Alonzo meets with his girlfriend long enough for Jake to fall asleep on the couch, and that's in like the first half, maybe even the first third of this movie, and we never really get to know how much time that wastes. But we know the sun is starting to set, and there's a late lunch with the three wise men, and the sun's lowering in the sky, and there's still like an hour of runtime left. And so we start thinking to ourselves, how much shit is going to have to go down inside of this 1 hour? And so our tension builds higher. You should really listen to the director's commentary for this if you have access to it. The movie was shot on location in Los Angeles in the down and dirty areas, or at least as close to those areas as the crew could get. And Jake's story is described as a modern day Heart of Darkness, complete with a face off against the devil himself, represented by Alonzo. And this is easily Denzel Washington's best performance, of course, not because he plays a villain, which of course is unusual, but because he plays him with such gusto that you'd almost think he was planning on an early retirement after this movie. I mean, Denzel does not play an evil man. He plays a charming, murderous, frightened, and cowardly evil man. He's an evil man with layers. It's really cool. Everyone else in this movie, from Ethan Hawke down to all the supporting character actors who are only in one scene apiece, they all deserve credit for managing to match Denzel's presence, because they all do. I think that neither Antoine Fuqua, the director, nor David Ayer, the writer, have made any other movies that come close to touching this one. And I'm not really sure why, but they've just never topped themselves. In fact, they've really regressed, I think, both of them, since this movie. Yes, the finale is slightly hokey because both the leads suddenly have the recovery time of a slasher villain, but I don't imagine the experience would be as cathartic if they didn't get to throw each other around before Denzel gives his famous speech. But pretty much a perfect movie.